Hey, mamas, it's your girl Carrie, and welcome back to another episode of Mom Wife Career Life. Today, we're diving into a topic that's so close to my heart: simple ways to nurture your relationship with your kids. Because let's be real, in the chaos of work, of life, and everything in between, it's so easy for that connection to slip through the cracks. But here's the good news: strengthening those bonds doesn't have to be complicated or time consuming. It's about the little things that build up over time. And do you know what it starts with? Putting down those cell phones and those electronics and truly being present in the moment. And if that is something you struggle with, or if you feel like you just don't have enough hours in the week to do all the mom wife career life things and have enough time to make those connections and those memories with your kids, I promise you, you absolutely do. And the answer is by putting down those cell phones. And if that is a boundary that you have problems with, please do yourself a favor and grab my free tech timeout guide for moms. It's in the show notes. There's a bunch of tips in there to help you set those boundaries and grab back hours of your week and be fully present with those babies. And now let's get back to today's episode. Grab your coffee, your laundry basket, or whatever you're multitasking with, and let's get into it. Are you feeling overwhelmed trying to juggle all the many hats you wear as a working mom? Do you want more quality time with your family without distraction of work and time alone to take care of yourself and your needs? Welcome to Mom Wife Career Life. I'm Carrie, a wife, mom of 3, and a recovering perfectionist. In this podcast, I will teach you how to create balance in your life by implementing healthy habits, organizing your home and your schedule, being intentional with your time and in your relationships, and most importantly, how to start putting your needs first, because no one can pour from an empty cup. Grab that second cup of coffee, or if you're anything like me, your third. It's time to dive into today's episode of Mom Wife Career Life. So today we're talking about nurturing your relationship with your kids. And let's talk about what that connection actually looks like in real life. Not in a perfectly curated Instagram square, but in the real, messy, beautiful chaos of our lives. Because let's be honest, nurturing our relationship with our kids doesn't mean planning Pinterest-worthy crafts or dropping everything for a spontaneous trip to the zoo. Though if you could pull either of those off, hats off to you, mamas. But not everyone can. It's about weaving connection into those everyday moments, the ordinary stuff, the car rides, the bedtime snuggles, the "can you help me find my shoes" chaos. So if you're wondering how to make your kids feel more seen, more supported, and connected to you without adding more to your do list, I've got you. Let's dive into 10 simple, intentional ways to strengthen those bonds, starting with the most important one of all. Number 1, make time with your kids a non-negotiable. Now, I know what you're thinking, where am I supposed to find more time? But here's a secret. It's not about spending hours. It's about being fully present, even if it's just 10 minutes. But for me, when I'm planning my week, I start by blocking out time for my big rocks, those non-negotiables. And family time is at the top of my list. And it doesn't have to be anything fancy. It's just those few minutes of undivided attention that can make them feel so loved. Sometimes it may be just reading your favorite book together, or sitting and coloring together, or asking about their day. Those few minutes of undivided attention can make them feel so loved. But what I try to do is I try to plan something as a family at least once a week. And now that the kids are getting older, especially Ashley with all of her other commitments, we don't use her not being able to be there as an excuse not to do something with the other two. That was something that I struggled with for a bit. So you really need to adjust for the season of life you're in. And here's a pro tip, again, with those cell phones. When you do have this time at your family, put your phone in another room. Nothing says, "I see you," like your eyes actually being on them, not the notifications on your cell phone. Number 2, create traditions. Kids thrive on predictability, and actually so do we too. And having some special routines or traditions gives them something to look forward to. It could be as big as a Saturday pancake breakfast or something small as a nightly bedtime ritual. We used to do family game night every Friday night and a family breakfast every Sunday. Russ is absolutely an amazing cook and makes the best homemade biscuits from scratch and maple bacon. It's absolutely delicious. Michael coined the meal as family breakfast. So whenever he says he wants to have family breakfast, we already know what the exact menu is. It's not really on my diet these days, so we haven't done it in a while, but it's the little things like that that you can incorporate into your week that makes it really special. Number 3, speak their love language. If you haven't already read The 5 Love Languages of Children, put it on your list. Even if it's an audiobook, treat it like a podcast. Every kid has a unique way they feel loved, as does every adult, including you. Some kids need words of affirmation to feel loved, like hearing, "I'm so proud of you." Others need physical touch, like hugs or snuggles. Some love acts of service, like making them their favorite muffins. Most kids love quality time. If you sit down and build Legos with them for 15 minutes, just see how they light up. And the last one is receiving gifts, which doesn't mean you have to go out and buy them something every time you're at Target. Maybe it's flipping a note into their lunchbox or making them an origami heart or even a bracelet. But figure out what your child's love language is and lean into it. It will make such a huge difference in how they feel connected to you. Number 4, be curious about their world. Here's the thing. Our kids want us to care about what they care about, even if it's not exactly our jam. Even if you've listened to the same story over and over and over again and can probably recite it before it even comes out of their mouth. My kids were so into Minecraft, but it was not something I could ever get into and have no idea how to play it. But I would sit and watch them and ask them questions. But I did draw the line with watching YouTube videos of other people playing Minecraft because watching my kids play was bad enough. But when we take an interest in their world, even if it's Minecraft or mermaids, it really shows them they matter. It's about being curious, not dismissive. Number 5, practice active listening. This is a big one in all areas of life, especially with your family. Actually listening. And I don't mean the kind of listening where you're half focused while folding laundry. I'm talking about sitting down, making eye contact, and really hearing what they're saying. And this is also a big one. Sometimes kids don't need us to solve their problems. They just need us to say, "Wow, that sounds really tough," or "I can see why you feel that way." Validating their emotions really goes a long way in building trust. And as parents, of course, we want to just jump in and try to solve everything. But I promise you, especially when your kids are older, empathy without trying to fix everything will go a lot further. Or if you're really itching to give them advice, do it in a not so forward way. Maybe tell them a story of when you were little and how you handled it, but put the emphasis on the fact that you could see how difficult it is for them because you remember what you felt like going through the same thing or going through something similar, and don't emphasize how you handled it. They might even start asking you questions, and that will open the door for you to offer some support. But it's also really important for our kids to figure out tough situations on their own. It's how they learn, it's how they grow, it's how they become more resilient. And it's also how your hair is going to start turning gray, so get ready for that. Number 6, share stories about your day. We often ask our kids, "How was your day?" But do you ever tell them about your day? Kids love hearing what moms did at work or something funny that happened in the grocery store. Sharing pieces of your life really helps them see you as a person, not just as a mom. Plus, it really opens the door for more natural two-way conversations. We do this around a dinner table when we actually can get everyone to sit down together. I feel these days it's just been a little chaotic. I also have these opportunities when I pray with Michael before bed. We try to say at least one thing we're grateful for that day. And sometimes it's an interaction I had. So I'll kind of tell him the story of why I'm grateful. So you can find little opportunities to drop those little moments in your day. Number 7, embrace playfulness. Be a big kid. Sometimes we need to just let loose and have fun, whether it's a silly dance party in the kitchen or a game of tag in the backyard. Playing together really reminds your kids that you're approachable and fun. If you have younger kids, and especially when my kids were younger, there were so many ways to play with them, building Legos, playing with Play-Doh. We used to love to play restaurant. The kids would be the chefs and the waiter, and Russ and I would be the customers. We loved building forts. We were actually watching my nephews for the weekend last weekend, and we built a fort. I think every kid loves forts. You throw in some books, give them a flashlight, and it's really just so cute. When mine were little, we used to pretend we were camping, and it was our tent, and we would take turns telling ghost stories. And now that they're older, there's kind of less opportunities to play, but we try. We'll play basketball in the backyard. Horse is a really easy game to play. We play some board games. My kids are very into poker, and that's something we can always get them all to agree to play. And as much as I love doing things as a family, I honestly think one-on-one time is really important too. My girls have always shared a room, and when they were little, it was impossible to get them to go to bed at the same time. So we would alternate who would go to bed first, and we would get a half hour of one-on-one time with whoever's bedtime was a little later. And they felt super special because they got to pick out a special toy or game that wasn't always allowed to be played with. So it was special moments that they still talk about to this day. Number 8, celebrate their wins, big and small. Kids love to be celebrated, whether it's for an A on a test or finally learning how to tie their shoe. A simple "I'm proud of you" can really light them up. And don't forget to celebrate the effort, not just the results. Like, "I saw how hard you worked on that project and I'm so impressed." That really goes a long way in encouraging them to keep on trying. While, of course, I want my kids to get straight A's, there are some areas where each of them struggle. So I always say, as long as I see the effort, I'll be proud of you no matter what grade you get. And make sure you do celebrate them, even if they don't get a great grade, if you saw that they put in the effort. And it's not just about school that you celebrate them with. You could celebrate them with other things, with dance, with sports. We would encourage them before a game to work on a particular skill on a game, like rebounding. "If you get 3 rebounds today, we'll bring you for ice cream after the game." We weren't putting the pressure on scoring. We just wanted to give them something to work towards that not everyone notices, but is an important part of the game. And even if they lost and they still got those 3 rebounds, it was such a win. And we would always follow through and celebrate with them. Number 9, teach them self-care by modeling it. Here's a surprising way to nurture your relationship with your kids. Take care of yourself. When they see you prioritizing your own well-being, it's teaching them to do the same. I've been going through some health stuff lately, and it's really required me to slow down big time, which, if you've been listening for a while, you know is very hard for me. I've even taken naps, which, if anyone knows me, knows that I absolutely hate taking naps, like loathe them. I feel like I'm wasting my time sleeping, but I'm really trying to give my body what it needs right now, and I'm modeling that to my kids. They know how hard it is for me. So whether it's saying "Mommy needs 15 minutes to rest" or showing your kids how to journal through your thoughts, you're giving them the tools to value their own mental health. Buy them journals too and have journaling time together. Now that the weather's getting nicer, you can have journaling time in the backyard, or if you have a porch, do it on the porch. Or buy them kid-friendly face wash and you can have a bedtime skincare routine together. My girls see me giving myself manicures all the time, and it's a double bonus because it's self-care plus saving money. And now they started to do their own nails too. Kaylee actually asked for a whole gel manicure kit for her birthday, and double bonus, she's hoping to start a little summer nail salon side hustle, which I'm all for. She did Ashley's nails over the weekend as a trial run, and they came out pretty nice. So I'm really hoping this is her side hustle calling. But whatever your self-care routine is, you could do it solo or you can get your kids involved too, but make sure they're watching. And last but not least, number 10, show gratitude for them. Let them know how much they mean to you. I'll say things like, "I'm so grateful I get to be your mom," or "Thank you for helping with dinner tonight. It really made my day a lot easier." Or lately, "Thanks for getting up on time and not being late for school so my morning was less stressful." Point out the little things that really go unnoticed, like, "Thanks for putting the couch pillows back in place before you left the room," or "Thanks for shutting the lights off when you came up from the basement." I don't know why that's such a hard thing for them to remember, but it also helps reinforce that positive behavior. So the next time they go to come up the stairs or leave the room with the lights on, they'll take that extra few seconds to put things back where they belong and flip that light switch. But expressing gratitude makes your kids feel valued and really appreciated. And maybe, just maybe, they'll start expressing a little gratitude towards you too. At the end of the day, mamas, it's the little things that build the strongest connections. You don't need to be perfect or have endless hours in your day. You just need to show up with love and with intention. If today's episode resonated with you, don't forget to hit the follow button so you never miss another episode, and share this episode with a fellow mom who you might think needs some encouragement too. Sending you so much love and light until next time on Mom Wife Career Life with Carrie Pat. Before you go, if you found this podcast helpful, I would be so grateful if you would take a minute, go on over to iTunes and leave me a review. If you have other stressed out mamas in your life that you feel this podcast could help, take a screenshot of this episode, post it on your Instagram stories and tag me, and let them know that they are not alone and they can create balance in their life too. If there's a topic you'd like me to cover or you just want to connect, DM me on Instagram at mom.wife.career.life. Or come on over and hang out in our free Facebook community, Work-Life Balance for Working Moms. Sending you so much love and light until next time on Mom Wife Career Life with Carrie Pat.